have some fun? I know I am! So sit back and relax. Or don't. It's Prism time. So leave your mane untamed, let your glitter grow bigger, and get ready to have your horn worn! Welcome to the rainbow.
Woo! Hey!
Hello. Hi.
Hey! Hey, everybody! What's up? Oh my God, it's been like a week since I've streamed. Hi, everybody! Hey, American! Hey! Oh my God, there's already a poll going. Did you miss me? Better be a yes. We got raided! Holy shit! Rizoo! Thank you for the raid.
You better vote in that poll.
Better vote
I
in
voted.
that poll. Did you vote?
I voted.
Oh my God! Did you? What did you vote for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't a trick question. Oh my God! Thank you, Rizu. Hey baby, thanks for the raid. Oh my God, how was your stream? Hello. How's everybody doing? Sakushin. Oh my goodness. Vamahanyu, thank you for the resub. 7 months. Killer Chili, thanks for the resub. 3 months. Woo! Sakushin, thanks for the community gift sub. Oh, you've given 2 of them out already. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Prism Splay. I am a roller skating glitter bender kink romancer unicorn, and this is my guest. Please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Spinna. I am a friendly neighborhood spider lady, but not to be confused with spider girl, woman. I don't know. I share tea with friends and new guests.
You share tea? I love tea.
Tea is amazing, actually. I have my tea right now.
Oh, you are lovely. Are you a Victorian lady or?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure of the time period.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's Victorian and sexy.
Reimagined. we stand that here. Oh my goodness, I hate this new OBS update where you only see like 4 lines of chat at a time. I'm gonna pop it out. Because I cannot see what the chat is. Ah, man. Now I'm gonna do that. And now I'm gonna do this. Ah, it drives me nuts. OBS, why you gotta mess with things? Stop it. Stop it. No, I don't want you to. No! Stop. All right. Do you want to be able to read chat on here? Because if so, I kind of have to block us. Or are you reading, like, where would you be most comfortable reading chat?
I'm reading it in, like, on Chrome, like, in the browser. What do you mean?
On the stream?
What do you mean?
Yeah. So see how, okay, so I'm sharing my screen, yeah? So
Yeah.
Do you see that I popped chat out to give us to?
Yes.
Okay. Are you reading chat from here or are you reading it from the stream?
I'm reading it from the stream.
Okay, cool. So it won't block too much of us. All right, sorry, a little bit of scuff.
Yeah, I can't read it through the window because it's too small for my poor little eyes.
Okay, no, I get it. Spank the OBS and complete your training. Oh my goodness. Hey, pretty ladies reading chat. Flora, how are you making that dirty? Oh my God. Do you have any of your community here tonight?
I should. I haven't seen anyone go by, but it's been going by pretty fast, and I've been looking away.
Oh, I don't know if.
Hey, Ollie. Ollie's there.
Oh, Ollie. Hello, Ollie. Nice to meet you.
It's Ollie Ender G. Yeah.
Super cute.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Rue is still here. But I really appreciate the raid. Hello, Espresso. Welcome in. Thanks for all the new follows, Shadow and Christian. And then next FPS. Nothing but antics. Thanks for the 100 biddies. Oh, first stream. Welcome in. Execution, thank you. Thank you for the gift sub to Ollie. Appreciate it. Oh my God, Arby.
Wow.
Thanks for the 5 community gift subs. My chat, they're literally crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're nuts. They do stuff like this all the time. It's like makes me feel grateful, and then I feel guilty, and then I feel unworthy, and then I cry, and then
That imposter syndrome just takes over.
You know what's weird for me with that? Oh, hey Arngren, what's up? Yeah, Arby, I know you like crazy. Arby, I gotta do something real quick actually. Okay. I prefer barely contained madness. I mean, that's pretty much what this is. Hey, American Christensen, how are you? I'm well. So, I really haven't given my amazing Chad, isn't she lovely? You're so lovely. Your model is so lovely. This is Spinna. Is your full name Spinna?
It's Spinna Kumoko.
Spinna Kumoko.
May try to change that down the road. Everyone wants to call me Kumoko for some reason.
Oh.
I'm like, hi Kumoko. I'm like, that's my second name. Thank you. Please call me Spinna.
Maybe they're using the Japanese way of addressing people where they use the surname first.
Yeah, I think calling myself Spider Girl in Japanese was probably a mistake.
Oh, so is that what Spinna means?
No, Kumoko.
Kumoko
Kumo
means
is spider, and
Oh.
ko is like a thing that you put at the end of a name or word to make
Oh.
it kind of a name.
Okay.
Like, and it means child, but it's usually given to girls' names.
Okay.
It's also the name of a character from So I'm a Spider, Guess What? Or So What? Or whatever. I haven't read it or seen it or anything, and everybody's like, you should see that. I'm like,
Is it an anime?
It is an anime.
Hey,
Nothing
Papa
against
Mutt.
anime. I just haven't watched it.
Oh yeah. Hey, Papa Mutt. Shout out to Papa Mutt. Hey. Oh, thanks for the shout out. Hi, Papa Mutt. Do you know Papa Mutt?
Papa Mutt? I don't.
Papa Mutt's one of my favorite people, and we do some crazy collabs together. Papa Mutt is amazing. He's an incredible streamer, and he's so good to his community. It's stupid. Hi, Papa Mutt.
Nice to meet you, Papa Mutt.
Yeah, Papa Mutt's amazing. So. I saw on your Twitter profile that people, do they mistake you to be a vampire because you're a spider?
Well, there's not that much on me that's very spidery. If like, just look at me. Like, if you look right at me and like don't take a moment to, look at the detail.
Hi there.
You're gonna miss things like these lovely earrings, or the spider webbing on my collar,
it's
and then my
gorgeous.
headpiece, and on there, and that's not really that spidery. Let me shrink myself. Where did I go?
It's very spidery.
So yeah, when I was getting my model put together, I was like, yeah, do I want to go super spider route, or do I want to go more hint? And
Yeah.
I preferred to go with the hint route, because I figure everybody else or all the other people who do spider characters are gonna have like the extra eyes or the extra legs, or they're gonna do like the really obvious thing. Like, I wanted to have extra legs. I thought that sounded really cool, and then I thought about it, and it's like, well, no, everybody else is doing that, and on top of that, I don't want to scare anybody who has arachnophobia, which is a problem. It's actually a problem. And my entire character is based on trying to help people deal with the arachnophobia.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. So Little Miss Muffet.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the spider.
Oh, I love that.
Although this body is human.
Yes.
So lore goes that I was like damn, I scared somebody away that I wanted to be friends with, and so I found a body. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ask where. And
Okay.
I drive it like a, like a Titan.
Like
I call,
like a
like
mech?
I call it my flesh mech.
Your
Yes.
flesh mech. Oh, that's amazing. That's great. I love that you're and by the way, hey mods, I disabled my redeems, but I did that too late and I think someone might have redeemed a 1.4. Can we give them back their channel points? Is that a thing that we can do? Cuz I just made a mistake and didn't disable. And thanks for the gosh, level 3 complete. Thank you for the level 3. Really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah, fuzzy guy person said the Titan method and not the Ratatouille method.
Is it bad? Spinna's model gives me 1800 style school teacher vibe. I mean, listen, I get all kinds of shit. Most commonly, mommy.
How do you feel about that?
Not really a fan.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be anyone's mom
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a mom. I feel kind of like I'm definitely a child in my mind.
Yes.
Maybe not in years, but I am definitely a child. So when people are like, "Mommy," and I'm like, no, please no. Although after a while, it just kind of becomes background noise, and I just don't pay attention to it.
You know, it's interesting. So we're talking about vanilla and kink tonight, and I also here. This might be the only thing we have in common tonight or ever. But I also don't like being called mommy. Everyone assumes that VTubers, especially if it's like a strong female or she's tall. I'm 6'3" with my skates on.
You're either a daughter or a little sister, or you are a mommy. You're never
like I just
friend
want to fucking be
or
Prism.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Like I'm just Prism, and so people come in, they're like, oh, hi mommy, or oh, dummy mommy, and I'm like, no. And I do have a little bit of a dummy mommy side, I guess. Ooh, see, I don't even like saying that. I'm not truly a switch, and we'll get into all that, but like I do like to be a little dominant sometimes if my partner likes that. But I'm not a mommy, and like that seems to be like such a popular trend. Like you have to be, if you're a strong-willed female presenting person, you're a mommy. It's like, no, I'm fucking not a mommy. So
like I associate mommy with motherliness, taking care of someone, making sure that they're fed, they have all of their needs met, they're given the affection and love that they need to grow and motherly stuff. And so when people call me mommy, and I'm like, I'm not ready to take care of you and help, like this is where my brain goes. I'm not thinking the any kind of play. I'm going like, I don't want to be your mom because I don't really want to raise you.
Like I kind of take it literally. Also, like I detest the word MILF. It's like I'm not a mother. Like stop fucking trying to call me. Don't put your complex of mother and like whatever on me. I'm not a MILF.
Yes.
I don't have kids. I don't want them. It's not that I can't be a nurturing person, but that's just, oh, hi mommy. It's like, it just drives me nuts.
There are VTubers out there that enjoy being called mommy.
Oh no, I love it for them.
More power to them. But like, yeah, I'm not into it. It's just awkward.
No, and I call my friends mommy, the ones that want me to call them mommy, and I don't have a problem with that at all. I love that for them. I love it. My beautiful Vexoria, my beautiful snake mommy. I call her snake mommy. I call her mother
Yes.
labia. Do you know Vexy?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, she's
Who doesn't?
I know she's amazing, and that the word doesn't offend me. It's just when someone refers to it. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Hello there, Hank. What's up? So tonight we are talking about vanilla versus kink, and the first thing I want to ask, because in case you haven't noticed, I'm not big on like titles. That's why people are like, oh, are you switch? Are you sub? Are you dom? And it's like, I'm kind of whatever. Labels. Yeah. Labels, titles. I'm whatever I want to be at any given time. And they're like, oh, what's your sexual preference? And it's like, are you bisexual? And it's like, I fall in love with the person. I don't care. Oh, well, then you're pansexual. And it's like, okay, you fucking need a title. You need a title for you. I don't need a title for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
it just drives me nuts.
I'm the same exact way. It's like, I don't. Labels to me, like, some people need them. It's great. I've gone through so many phases of what I would identify as that it's just kind of like, well, there's no label that fits me.
Mm-hmm.
There's just Spinna. Like, that's just my label. There's nothing else that would fit.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Arngren, for the 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much. Have a good dinner. Thanks for the lurk. I appreciate you. So then that brings me to, calling people who are not into kink vanilla. I find that kind of offensive. Now I use that word to announce our stream, and I've used it in my stream announcements for stream going live and whatnot. But like, why do we have to call you anything, right? Like, I don't. How do you feel about someone calling you vanilla? Is that offensive? Is that like kind of like another eye roll? Like, okay, why do I have to be anything? Because vanilla. Some people in the kink community, not fucking me, but some people in the kink community, will use that word harshly and judgmentally. Oh, they're just a vanilla, and it's like, fuck off. So how do you feel about that?
I'm odd. I don't mind, actually. The way I feel about vanilla is it's it's a base flavor. It's the basic. It's the flavor, right? Yeah. I think of it like an ice cream. Okay. So some people like their ice cream with all sorts of toppings on it, make things really wild, make swirls of other flavors in there, lots of mix-ins and everything. I'm happy with just the ice cream by itself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with just liking just that vanilla ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking metaphorically, vanilla to me is like the best flavor of things. Like for sweet things, so I honestly, I'd like it. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
And if it means that people understand that if they're talking to me, they don't have the expectation of certain things, even better. Like if that's what I need to be called to, so that I'm not into what somebody over there is into.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
And it's not even really true. Like I'm not even technically quote vanilla. But I am vanilla compared to anybody in the fetish community.
So tell me, I don't know how to say your username. Sorry.
Hi, Gigi.
Oh, how do you say
Gargoyle
this?
here.
Gargoyle. It's cute. Vanilla ice cream is a classic. You cannot have topped ice cream without it. It's totally true. Oh, and I love mint chocolate chip as well. No, for real. Like, I love mint chocolate chip and cookie dough. Those are like my two favorites. But if I'm in the mood for ice cream with a topping, I always get vanilla with like Reese's in it or chocolate chips. Like vanilla's the fucking best. But so like, okay, so you're not into kink, and you're not you don't identify yourself as being a part of the BDSM community. But let's just start off with a misconception right now. Do you find that when you make that known or however that comes up in conversation or whatever, someone mentions something being handcuffed or whatever the BDSM thing that someone mentions, and you're like, I'm not into that. Do you immediately feel that they judge you and jump to the misconception of, oh, you're a prude?
No, I don't know.
Good.
I've never noticed it.
Good.
But then I don't know. Actually, I guess I do know a lot of people who are into the fetish community. I just never ask. So like I find things out whenever, like with Radia, when she was on and I found out that she used to work in a dungeon, I was like, oh, well, all right. That's an entire facet of her personality that I didn't know. I never thought to ask. I don't know anything about that. And it's not something that, it's not something I really want to know about my friends, but it's kind of a, right, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Does it make you uncomfortable if someone starts talking about BDSM? It's kind of like, hey, I don't consent to hearing about this.
No.
Okay.
I am like mentally into all kinds of things, fetish wise, mentally. So I enjoy all kinds of media that have all sorts of different aspects, trying to keep the stream safe. Yeah, just think about the different types of kinks and fetishes out there. I've probably watched it or read it or any sort of number of things, but I've never, other than a couple of times, been not tempted, but like curious enough to attempt to do them in real life. I'm
Okay.
perfectly happy having it be a world of fantasy
Uh-huh.
because personally, I am my best lover. So
Oh.
nobody satisfies me quite like myself.
Hey. I mean, same. Although some people have come close. Hey.
Yeah, my husband comes like my
Oh,
husband is
husband.
great. Yeah, my husband's great. Don't get me wrong. Although he doesn't want to watch the stream, and I don't blame him.
Oh.
He's, yeah, like we're great. It's not like that. But I'm not gonna go bug him every time I have to lick the bean.
Cool. So you're okay.
If I need to get my rocks off, I just go do it, and then I'm done. Like,
I mean, is there? He's might not want to be a part of that.
it'll be like the middle of the day.
And
He'll be working.
what's your point? What's your point,
And-
Spinna? What's your point?
Okay, so I don't want to make him sound bad.
Mm.
He's not into that as much as I am.
Got it. Respect.
So,
Yeah,
you know,
some people have different levels of libido and all that. Respect.
Yeah,
All good.
His is definitely lower than mine.
Okay.
So, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I prefer solitude,
Okay.
especially, and there's something like I like about it. I like being alone, and sometimes if there's I'm not always alone at home.
Yeah. Yes.
So, there's kind of a little bit of a nervous scare factor to it that kind of makes it a little exciting, but at the same time also really like like I feel like I'm really doing something like scary.
Like you
and
might be
that's about-
caught.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
And so like I kind of like it, but that's almost too much for me. Like I'm a very anxious person, and anxiety is that much anxiety kind of like
Mhm.
it's kind of a turn off.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Red Claw! Yay! Thanks for that shout out to Red Claw Sky. Hi, Red Claw. Do you know Red Claw?
Hi, Red Claw. I've met him. He is drawing a piece for me.
Nice.
I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Yeah, Red Claw's one of my favorite people.
He's great.
Oh, I know, he's amazing. Love you, Red Claw. So, okay, there's something that there's so many things that you said that I wanted to respond to, but I don't remember what they are now. Shoot. Okay, so I want to go back to mentally. Mentally, you find that you have mental interests maybe in some aspects of kink, or aspects, not the actual kink, but the aspect of it. But in reality, it's not something that you would want to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you
It's a
comfortable,
fantasy.
are you comfortable sharing? And I kind of pushed it a little bit on TOS. I mean, masturbation is fine. I mean, we all do it. It's like, and this is a kink stream that's, from the educational perspective. So we don't have to censor ourselves too much. But are you comfortable sharing what fantasies that you like to really enjoy fantasizing, kinks that you enjoy fantasizing about?
Honestly, it's more I get curious and I just kind of go off on a it's not any one thing. I get curious and I go off on and search things, or I see something adult YouTube and I'll go, "Ooh, that's interesting. Let's try this flavor tonight." And yeah, it'll be kind of, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's actually really hot. And then, there we go. And I go, all right, I'm never doing that, but awesome.
Yep. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so the word vanilla does not offend you. You're fine with it because your perspective on it is it's the base for the things that you add the fun stuff to, and vanilla is still good without adding all the stuff to it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
and labels, like hating labels, like to me, I don't consider I don't, that kind of having a label. Like, I, it just doesn't fit me because I do have kink. It's just not expressed. You know, not much, not much. I have a voice kink, and that definitely is something that I am very open about. But
What's your voice kink?
certain people's voices have a resonance that hits me to the core. So top of my mind is a Vox Akuma.
Okay.
From Niji Sanji En. He does spicy ASMR. And that's honestly my favorite thing. Like the audio stuff it's so good. I've listened to Otome clips before, like Otome stories, which are audio Otome. I don't know. Otome means for women, but like audio erotic, not autoerotic, audio erotic scene stories, whatever. And they're usually done with the 3D microphones with with the ears and stuff. And so you get all those like nice squishy sounds that are actually, I thought I didn't like ASMR, but it's not that I don't like ASMR, it's that certain things turn me on, and but it has to be like tapping nails and stuff. I don't like that. But licking, I really like the lick when they lick the ears. That's definitely something. When I have the earbuds in, it's just ooh. I could listen to that all day.
Nice.
I have listened to it at work. I felt really like, ooh, this is spicy. I hope nobody notices that I'm listening to porn.
I mean, you had your earbuds in. It was okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think you said this, and I don't recall. Do you do ASMR streams?
I want to.
Okay.
I have the mic. I just don't have it set up yet. I'm waiting to get into our house, where we can properly soundproof a room, have that be like the ASMR room, my streaming area, that kind of thing. We want to do it. We want to do it right. Like me and my husband together, we're both kind of really into it, wanting to do it. I don't know exactly how to do ASMR, and I don't know if I would do exactly what I like to listen to. But I know people like my voice. People say they like my voice, at least. I don't know. They could be lying to me. I don't really care. But if it's true, if you actually like my voice and you want to hear ASMR, then like that's the kind of thing that I would try to do. Like just very soft talking.
Yeah. Well, you do have some compliments in chat here about your voice.
Yes, Ollie.
Yeah. Jazz, I feel there's nothing wrong with being vanilla with your partner, then branch out just one more time. Yeah, I mean, Jazz, that might work for you. But you know, someone like Spinna's saying, you know, you are very much into considering kink, like but not in a realistic sense.
Yeah.
So can we talk about, and just listen, I tell all my guests, if this ever gets too IRL, just shut me down.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Like the kinks that you have maybe raised a bit of an eyebrow at, like, oh, that kind of seems like it might be interesting. Like maybe you saw something or you read something, maybe someone was tied up, or maybe they're like a little smacky smack with consenting. This is all consensual, as always on Monster Island. Consent first, communication first. You know, so that, I mean, goes without saying, but I say it anyway. Hey, Foxfire, what's up? So has there anything though that has made you raised an eyebrow and made you go, and like dabbled in it a little bit?
Yeah, that would be the bondage.
Okay.
Of kink.
Okay.
I don't dislike the idea of being tied up. However, I don't need it. Like, it's not something that I have to do or something that like um I really want to do all the time. Like, it's more of a, oh, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And if it happens, oh, this is nice. I
Yeah.
enjoy this.
Yeah.
But it's not, I like, so I talked to you about this before the stream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really like shibari.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a huge fangirl of it, but I really enjoy it as an art form.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it shows the body in various different ways. It highlights certain body parts and it becomes a beautiful object, and it like the body becoming literally objectified is very interesting to me, and I enjoy the aesthetic pleasingness that many riggers can manage on their models.
Wait, that last sentence. Riggers manage on their models. Are you with regard to shibari?
Yes, I believe the shibari people are called riggers.
Oh God, my mind went to VTubing riggers. I was like, yo, is there a VTuber model who's like in full shibari? Like, how did I fucking miss that? God, I always got that on my mind. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah, so we're all technically shibari. That's what VTubers is.
Yeah, we are. And raw barbecue, or sorry, it's not raw barbecue, it's barbecue. I mean, they're making an assumption here. So I'll ask the question: does the fact that you enjoy shibari as an art form play into the fact that you are a spider who spins webs?
It's a bizarre coincidence.
Interesting.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah. That's great. Honest mistake. Train.
Although what I really like about it is the inversion of expectations. So people think, oh, spider, oh, you probably like tying people up and everything, and I'm like, that's where you'd be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Or assuming that you're a vampire because spiders suck blood, and it's like that's not my lore. No. Yeah, I love that was a coincidence. Okay, so do you have any experiences with being tied up?
A little.
Okay.
So I have one of my friends a long time ago was telling me about, how he's learning different knots and everything. And was like, oh, I'd love to be one of your models. I'd like to try. And so we did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting. He took pictures and stuff. And then afterwards, when he left, I was like, I don't really like how I feel on the inside. So it's kind of there's a bit of like, because he's not my partner, I don't really, I'm not like in love with this guy or anything. Like I didn't get anything. It was definitely a sexual thing, and I didn't care for it to be that way. I enjoyed it at the time. It's like an afterthought. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really enjoy this. So I've never really asked him to do it again.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, I enjoyed it at the time, but
Yeah.
I don't want to really do it again.
Yeah. Now, something that you said that I want to expound on, but again, if it's to IRL, the end. The person wasn't your partner. This was a playful, in BDSM world, we call it scenes, scening, having a scene. So there was a scene that was involved and the person wasn't your partner. Would it change if your partner was like, I want to do this thing with you? Or is it still just a hard no because you've already experienced it and you know that you just don't like it?
Honestly, and my husband is not this way, but if I was with somebody who was definitely a rigger or dom or any kind of, like that kind of thing, I would be okay with it. If I was in a relationship with them, I like doing what my partner wants to do. So I'm very much a submissive person, like literally a submissive person. I will, if you need me to hold you down, I will do that.
Mm.
I would prefer to be held down, but if you need me to hold you down, I'll do that. And if you need me to taste certain parts of the body that I would normally not, I'll do it.
Mm.
I'll do it. But I'm not gonna offer to do, like, if you ask me, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of a
Okay. So the relationship needs to be there for you.
yeah.
Got it. And this isn't a rule for all people who are vanilla, because there's all different levels. Like, something I talk about on these podcast streams is that, you guys will see, repeat topics. Because I'm going to have a dom on next Monday, and very strong dominant person. And I had a dominant person on months ago, Juzo. I don't know if you know Juzo.
I do.
Yeah, and we ran a stream on being a dom, and so I have another one coming, but it's a different way of being a dom. And so I could very much have another podcast stream like this months from now on someone else who is vanilla. But they could very much they could be a polyamorous vanilla, which would be interesting, because really polyamory is sort of in the kink world. But there are just different levels of everything. So that's interesting that this is your experience. And then I want to talk about here. I'm going to put something in front of the screen that you can say it, so that you can see it. And I want to know if we can talk about this. Can you see what I'm highlighting?
I gotta make it bigger.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, yeah.
Are we okay with that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this relates to the story that you just told about how you were with a person who, wanted to experience, tying you up and wanted you to experience that. You said that you did not like the way that felt. Is that experience, does that have to do with the thing I just highlighted to you, that the feelings of guilt, or is that a different feeling that you have with other kink thoughts or things that people have asked you to try that you're like, oh, I'm not really into that?
Yeah, it's a guilt thing. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, that's okay.
At the time, this was the experiment with the tying up happened before I was with my husband.
Sure.
Before I started dating him, so it was kind of a, just testing the waters and see. I went through a very experimental stage a few years ago where I was like, I just want to try all sorts of things. This is, I feel bored, and I wonder if this will help. And I realized that I was actually very depressed, and I was using that as a way to self-soothe. But because it was based on depression, it was never really going to be satisfying.
That makes sense.
So once I stopped being depressed, it stopped being something that I ever really wanted to do.
So it's a reaction, really, and not something that is the normal part of you.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't mean normal as in abnormal normal, but just like
It's my average everyday
right
baseline personality. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Having feelings of guilt suck. I mean, I can remember, I grew up, and chat knows this, or at least I've mentioned it multiple times on my stream. I've mentioned it multiple times on Mimcubus's stream, because Mimcubus really came up with the idea of Kink-u-cation talks. And Mim is very open about the world of kink and BDSM and where we sort of got that from. And I grew up in a very religious household. And so when I started coming of age and all of those things, where I started experimenting and trying to understand the things that I liked, because of my upbringing, the feelings of guilt were like insurmountable feeling. But that was coming from a different place. So I'm not making a comparison between us right now. But like, it's just a horrible way to feel. And I for years, I was really confused about it. And I didn't understand why something that would interest me and excite me would make me feel so guilty and so bad. And it's like, oh, well, because I was raised in this very specific way that's actually not how I want to live my life, and now
Right.
I've made the choice to I'm great. That's gone. I mean, there's still little things that creep in every once in a while that I work through, but
Yeah.
but my point is that feelings of guilt and whatnot suck. It's just so hard to figure out where that's coming from, you know?
Yeah. I was thinking about it earlier. My baseline, or not, the root cause of my guilt is not ecumenical. So I
Oh
don't
my God, what was that word?
ecumenical.
Oh my
I
God.
believe that means relating to religion. I could be
Ecumenical.
using it wrong. I don't know. I heard the word a while ago.
I love that word. It was a hot, sexy word.
I heard it on an episode of Taskmaster and picked it up.
Ecumenical.
Ecumenical. Ecumenical.
Ecumenical. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I know you. I know you're sapiosexual.
Mm-hmm.
Oh am I? Yeah. I absolutely am. If you're smart, you're absolutely super hot to me.
Yeah, like I drop my panties right now after you use that word if it didn't violate TOS.
But yeah, no, my guilt isn't rooted in a religion or something that I eventually grew out of or whatever. I was barely religious growing up. It's all based off of my mother. So I have very deep-rooted mom issues. Maybe that's why I don't like being called mommy. My mother is
fair.
not the greatest person,
Mhm.
and what do you do? Like, you let your kid watch R-rated movies, but anytime the scene comes up that, makes it R-rated, just stick your hand in front of your kid's eyes. Like, why even let me watch the movie in the first place?
Right.
You're just going to make me curious. And
Right.
then when I find out, I'm going to feel bad because I violated your rules of wanting me to not know about this.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of literally just mom issues. She didn't want me doing things. And because she didn't want me to do them, and I'm curious. I'm a curious person by nature. I have to know. I have to find out. I have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would find out and learn, I'd go, oh, okay, well, that was what that was. And then I would immediately go, oh shit, I just disobeyed my mother.
Yeah.
Anymore, I don't have that in my head. Like that's not in there anymore when it comes to like being in a relationship and having, intercourse there, or,
Mm-hmm.
watching adult videos, or reading adult stories. I don't get that feeling, that's where it all started from, really. Like finding, for example, a copy of, the claim, I think it's called The Claiming of Sleeping Beauty. No, The Taming of, I don't know. It was Anne Rice under a pseudonym. She wrote an erotic trilogy about Sleeping Beauty, and it was full of kink. And it was my very first exposure to a lot of things, and I really enjoyed it. But the fact that it was hidden away means that my mom didn't want me to know that it was there. She didn't want me to find it, and so there's a guilt associated with some of these things that it's just like my mom didn't want me to do these things, and I don't want to piss her off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we really seek our mother's approval so much coming into ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back up here. One of my beautiful mods, Atomic, has written this out. I think at the end of the day, there's always more depth to tags, as it were. As always, vanilla and kink are both vastly encompassing terms, though the symbolic base level is kind of interpreted. Understanding the person-to-person depth is always a good MO. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It helps with shorthand communication too. Like,
Yeah.
if you are Demi, it's a lot easier to explain that. Like, I'm Demi, but there's so many more facets to it that you can't. And I'm not Demi. That's the thing. Like, I'm literally the exact opposite. I will find strangers absolutely irresistible. But if I get platonic feelings for you, you become my friend. They don't convert to romantic feelings. Person becomes more like a sibling to me, and it just kind of turns off any kind of desire to see you naked.
Wait. Okay. So, Domas, Demi, Demi is short for demisexual. Thank you, Sakushin. It means that you have to have an emotional connection with the person before you want to have sex with them. You're not going to have feelings of sexual attraction to someone until you actually get to know them. So, yeah, and also, Domas, please don't repeat questions. So during collabs, it's really hard for me and my guests to see every single question that comes in. Just give us a second and we'll get to it. And mods always help me out. Like if they see that I've missed a question, they'll try to get to me. So just a little bit more patience, please. Yeah, so connecting on an emotional level. So you're saying that, hey, sorters, what's up? You're saying that if you get to know somebody, you don't have feelings of sexual attraction to them.
Yep.
Okay. What? All right. So how does dating work for you? I know you're married, so I don't mean to be saying, but like how, like, did you meet your current husband and be like, hi, we don't know each other, let's get married?
It was more like, hi, let's have sex.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, oh, I really like you. And then the emotions developed.
Okay. So for you, the sex can come first, and
it almost always happens first for me. It's not most of my encounters have been with people I don't know that well, or only know kind of a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of I would jump into something, go, ooh, this is fun, and then go, all right, you are kind of a gross person. I don't really want to have anything to do with you, and then move on.
Yeah.
I've actually broken up with a guy because he wouldn't put out, and I really wanted to. So I said, we do not need to be together because your needs don't match mine.
That's important to know. Yeah, that's important to know. Did you know that they weren't interested in sex?
Yes. Yeah, he told me he said, I want to stay, pure till marriage. And I said, all right, I am a horny motherfucker and I don't know how I can deal with this.
And so you didn't. You made your needs clear and you communicated that. So that's good. So I want to go back. Like, I know I say, like, I want to go back because I'm remembering questions that I had that I didn't ask because I didn't want to interrupt.
Trisexual. Is that what that's called?
Yes. Here, let me put this into the Googlies so that I don't paraphrase. Sexuality. A term that describes someone who experiences sexual attraction towards people they don't know or don't know very well.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm sexual.
Very cool. Very cool.
Other than my husband, I have the monogamous romantic attraction to him. So the romance is a completely separate thing for me.
Got it.
Like they're not, they happen together. It's, the fact that I have a partner that, I'm like, we can do that together. Like, that's great. But to me, they occupy different parts in my brain. Yes, it is more fun for me when it's with someone I am in love with because we know each other really well and we know what we like and what we don't like. And we're pretty good at it at this point in time after being together for many years. But to me, the sex isn't really the base of the relationship. It's, our friendship is the base of the relationship. Our love for each other is the base of our relationship. Sex is a completely different thing.
Got it.
Like, it's just, this man I'm in love with, who I also happen to have sex with. Mm-hmm. And he's the only one that I do have sex with. Mm-hmm. And then there's, this other side that's like, let's just go off in a fantasy world and, go crazy because I'm not hurting anybody in my mind.
Right. Do you think
so? That's like that's how I can avoid guilt, is by staying in there.
So
I think.
Is there a fear that you would be hurting someone if you took the things in your mind and acted on them?
Oh, I would absolutely be hurting. Like, that's the thing, is because I'm with my husband, who is definitely not into that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't be with him And so if it's not with him, it's instantaneous guilt. So it actually keeps me from doing it. I haven't even attempted to think about anything like that. I've just kind of been reined in a bit. And I'm fine with that. Like, my drive as I've gotten older has just kind of gotten less and less. Like, I don't really need to take care of myself quite as often as I used to. It might also be because I'm not really depressed, so I don't need that like dopamine hit. So it's I'm like, I can take it or leave it. I don't really care at this point in time. Sometimes I have to. Okay, sometimes I have to. But it's not it's just more of a I have to sneeze kind of thing.
Yeah. So, oh man, the thing I was going to ask you, oh God, it had to do with misconceptions. Oh, I asked you this in the beginning, and because I heard this from, so I had Pakamune on here, and Pakamune is a they go by Paki. They are a ace. They're asexual. And so is my friend Secret Subject. Secret is also ace. There's a lot of people that are in the ace community. And, you know, something that frustrates them is that, you know, people are like, oh, you're ace. You don't like sex. And it's like, no, not true at all.
It just means you're not attracted to anyone.
Right, but then you could be, but there are just different factors for a person who's ace.
A single label doesn't fit the entire spectrum of what ace means.
No, and so like just one of the things that we talked about when they were both on my stream is, you know, we really don't like that people are like, oh, you're prudish, you never have sex, you you know, they really resented that in a way, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's the idea. And so that's why earlier I was saying, you know, if you know, I know that you're with a partner now, so obviously these questions don't apply to now, but you know, if you weren't with your current partner or just back in the day, like I keep ADHD out so bad, and I try. I have such an important question I'm trying to get out, and it's related to people who are not into kink, who identify as a vanilla person, but are treated that they're not fun. Oh, you don't like being spanked. You don't like this or that, you're not fun in bed. And it's like, vanilla doesn't mean you're dead. It doesn't mean like must have sex the same way every single time at 2:00, and the weather has to be, the barometric pressure of humidity has to be the same. It doesn't mean that you're a prude or that you're even a structured person. It just means you're not into kink. And so those are the kinds of things that I've been trying to ask you about. Like, has anyone ever made you feel that way? But you said no, but then I was also wanting just to take it further and be like, do you hear people getting kind of like judged like that?
I haven't, but again, those aren't conversations I tend to have with people.
Yeah.
So it usually doesn't go, I'll talk about anything and everything. I'll talk about sex, but most of the time, it's not something I bring up. So if the other person brings it up, then yeah, sure, I'll have conversations. If you want to talk about your latex kink or your mask kink or the second skin stuff, like if you want to talk about that, I'm thinking about someone specifically in particular, I know. Like if you want to talk about that, then cool, I'll listen and I'll try to understand, and I'll look it up, and I might try to find some videos or whatever. But if it's not something that I'm interested in, then I'm not going to do, like, I won't go out to experience it. I'm
so sorry to interrupt you, but we got a big raid.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Hi, Raiders.
Laura, how are you, sweetheart?
Hi, Laura.
Welcome in, Raiders. Hi, Laura, how was your stream? Laura, I meant to drop my PNG for your stream, and I freaking forgot. God, my ADHD is just going to put me in jail, I swear to God. How was your stream, sweetheart? Did we give a shout out to Alara? We did, right? Yes, we did. Thank you, Train. How did it go? Oh, thanks for the gifts up to Alara, Sakushin. Yes, Alara's a sexy elf. Sexy elf. And I love having
Sexiest
tea.
elf.
Exactly. Sexiest elf. That is 100% true. I gotta do this really quickly.
Also the sweetest elf.
Yes.
Don't let chat lie.
Yeah. Yeah, we know she's the sweetest. Hi, Aki Faye, another one of my favorite people.
Hi, Aki.
Hi, Aki Faye. Thank you for the 145 biddies. Oh my god, and then thank you for the 100 biddies. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. Hello. Thanks for the follows. Hope you guys are doing well. Yes. Okay. So, okay. Now I can refine my question. It is related to the VTuber world. So, like, it almost feels to me. Oh wait, let me get this question really quickly. Killer Chili, and just say VTuber, and I'll remember. I won't get distracted this time. So if someone has never experienced sex and they get labeled as vanilla simply because they've never had the experience to find out they have a kink, how would you handle or classify that? First of all, that would piss me off. Because just because someone hasn't experienced sex yet, they don't know what they are. How could they? And someone judging them.
Don't confuse naivete with vanilla. That doesn't. Those things are not. Oh my God, Ray.
Radia, thank you for the raid. Hi, Radia. Active. Oh my God, thanks for all the raids, everybody. Hello.
Hi, Scorpion Waifu. Oh, hello.
Scorpion Waifu, how was your stream? Hello. We are here with the Kink-u-cation Mondays. We're on the Monster Island. Thank you so much for the raids. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. Radio, how was your stream? Pokemon Scarlet. Ah, nice.
She's a Pokemon fiend, I swear.
Is she? Hey, Lion, what's up? The wives are almost all here. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Someone who's never had sex before, I don't really think it's fair for that person to label themselves, nor do I think it's fair for a mate or a partner to also be like, well, you're this. You really aren't gonna know. You might have an inkling. Okay, so like when I was super young, way too young to be having some of the thoughts I was having, I knew that I was different and that I was somehow different sexually, but I would not have had any experiences at that young age. And I also didn't really know what that meant. Now I realize, and I can go back in time and I can be like, oh, okay, that's where that was coming from, and that's what that meant, because I can apply that to my adult life now. But I didn't know at the time why, I had very different feelings about sexuality and what that meant, and even BDSM sort of creeping in, and I just didn't understand what that meant. But like, if you've never had sex before, it does not mean you're vanilla. No one should call you that. You might have inklings, like I'm explaining, like that I did, but you're not really gonna know until you start having those experiences. Now, that is my opinion. Yep. What do you think, Spinna?
Yeah, no, ignorance isn't the same thing as disinterest. It's basically two different things. Like, not like, if you don't even know that something exists, how are you going to know that you don't like it or do like it?
Right.
If it doesn't even come up in your experience. And young people have a lot more access to a variety of different things at a younger age, versus us. We had a lot less. We didn't really have the internet when we were younger. It was more of a, maybe some things here and there, maybe friends would be able to tell us, maybe we found a VHS tape buried somewhere. But in general, our experiences as millennials, I should say, has been a little bit like, you don't know that you're into something because you don't know that it exists. And then, when you get older, you find the internet expands your horizons, and you're like, oh, all right. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's kind of cool. Or, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Or, oh, okay, I guess that's cool.
Yeah. So everything takes time. Mr. Starstream. Well, welcome in. Thanks for the first time chat. And so here's a question. Thanks for the highlight. Okay, I understand it might be a weird question, but how am I to come out to my partner as more submissive than dominant when I've rebuilt a repertoire of being a dom in my relationship? I mean, that starts with communication with your partner. You just got to be honest about where your feelings are. For me, if I've got something that's kind of complicated to discuss with somebody, I try to go to the root first and be like, this is where this is coming from. This is why I want to have this conversation. I try to dig deep first, and then I explain what the thing is. And some people are like, why are you taking so long to get to the point? It's like, because if I just come out and say this thing and like jump to the end of the story, you're going to freak out. So let me do my prefacing and let me do my over communication, suck it up and deal with it. And let me preface and explain where this is coming from. That way, when I say the thing, you're going to be like, your first question won't be, why are you saying this? It'll be like, oh, you just told me why you're saying this, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my response. Do you have anything different on that? On Mr. Starstream's comment?
Yeah. I haven't really been in a situations that have been, and most of my monogamous relationships have been with people who weren't dom, and it always becomes kind of awkward because I'm like, I am very submissive, and it's usually I just go, like I said before, I just go along with what they want. If they want me to lead, then I'll lead. But I'll tell them, like, sometime, not when we're in the middle of doing anything, I'll just say, hey, next time or sometime, could you maybe take the lead? Like, I really, I enjoy it, but I also want to try this. Maybe next time we can do that. It all depends on who you're in a relationship with. My husband is a lot more open, and we just kind of understand each other when we talk about that kind of thing. And we normally don't talk about that kind of thing. We did a lot at the beginning of our relationship because, again, the relationship, I jumped the gun on everything. Because if I have to know that I'm compatible with you. I want to be with you long term. If you're not gonna satisfy me on some level, then I just don't. I want to taste. I want a free sample. I want a free sample, and then I'll decide.
You're like when you go to the mall and the person is standing outside the chicken and fries place, and they've got like the chicken and fries and little toothpicks, and you're like, I need a chicken and a fry. And then if you like it, then they give you a coupon for half off, and then you go and you buy it for half off.
Yeah, exactly. Or you go, okay, there's all of these the restaurants in the food court have samples. Let me go try, a few of them and see which ones I really feel like going with, which one really satisfies me, and then I'll go with that one. So I did a lot of shopping around originally, where I wanted to find the person that I was most compatible with in that way. Yeah. Because at that time, that was what was important to me. And then, like I said, a relationship developed. I stopped being depressed, and then it became kind of a back burner thing where, at least I know that that if I want it, it will be good.
Yeah.
It will be what I want.
You're mostly talking about sex though, right? Just to be clear. Yes. Got it.
Yes.
More worried about anything if I tell her. Yeah, Mr. Starstream, you just got to communicate. You got to take that risk. If someone doesn't give you the respect of a conversation on something that serious, then it's my belief that they're not the right partner for you. Thanks for the raid, Pirate King Plays. Thank you. Welcome in. So, okay, I'm going to get back to the question I've had for a whole hour after I hydrate.
I don't know about most millennials not remembering malls. All my friends are millennials, and we all went to the mall.
Literally, there's a mall in my area.
There's a mall in my area.
Like, malls aren't gone forever. That's so funny. What was I gonna say?
Sorry, I saw the comment and I'm like, this is funny.
I'm like, there's like, yeah, there's malls everywhere actually. Hot single malls in your area. Is the background music crew? I don't know. It's a DMCA free station.
We stand DMCA free music in this household.
We do. Okay, so in the VTuber world, like, it seems that most are into kink. And it almost feels like, is it a rite of passage? Like, do I have to be into kink to be a VTuber? Do I have to be down bad to be a VTuber? And the answer is no, you absolutely do not. But there are a lot of us. I am a down bad streamer. I'm a lewd streamer. I frequent other adult sites, which I enjoy without shame whatsoever. I enjoy producing content there. I've got so many ideas I want to try, and the support's ridiculous because it gives me more ideas to try. Also love being on Twitch too. I like to be everywhere. But like, hey Lady Boots, what's up? Shout out to Lady Boots. Think they're just more comfortable talking about it with that added layer of identity protection. Well, that's my opinion. Zero. I'm sorry, I'm not really quite sure how to say your name. My opinion is that a lot of VTubers seem to be into kink. Did it ever make you feel, Spinna, that there was a pressure there for you to be the same?
I never really felt a pressure. At one point in time, I thought, oh, that's where people are getting success. That's how they're growing fast. Maybe I should try doing, maybe a little bit more.
Does it really seem that way to you? That people are growing? Can I just tell you?
It was only the people I was following, apparently. I was following, I started around the same time that Mrs. Mummy, for example, started. And she's definitely the opposite of say so. Like, that's
for sure.
her thing, and I'm like, oh man, she's growing so fast. Maybe I should loosen the laces just a bit and be a little bit more spicy. And so I did. I became very spicy and I have a very blue sense of humor. I will make all kinds of crude jokes. I think some things are very funny. Twitter doesn't.
Yeah.
And you forget to flag one too many pictures, and then your account becomes unviewable in search. So I made a new account, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna tone that back. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But on stream, I don't talk about that kind of thing. I would just rather talk about whatever comes up and or whatever I'm playing. It's kind of a just chat. Like, if someone wants to bring up something related to sex, I'll do the best job I can of making it EOS friendly, and I'll talk about it. But it's more of a academic, thing at that point, rather than this is the content that I'm producing. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of VTubers out there who get a lot of success who don't have to go that route.
So I have such a strong feeling on that. First of all, hi Doncho, what's up? Welcome in. How are you? Lady Boots, we will get to you in a second. Thanks for the highlight. We'll get to you in a second. So, I'm just gonna talk about myself. I have been fortunate to have a few raids tonight. I look over at my current views and I'm at 136. But I had raids. Before my 136 views, my viewership was 70. So I'd like to say to the people who say that people have faster growth being a lewd streamer, I've been fucking streaming since March. I haven't popped off. I haven't blown up. Sometimes I stream to 40 people. Now, let me just say right now, me streaming to 40 people, 30 people, 70 people, that's not, those numbers aren't bad. Oh my God. Where is the lamb sauce? That was so fucking loud. Let me turn that down. Lamb sauce is right here. But you know, when people say, oh, you know, being a lewd streamer, you grow so big. I'd like to introduce you to my 70 viewers. Like I don't have an insecurity about the content I bring, and I don't have an insecurity about the way that I produce my content. I don't really go like, oh, I should be lewd and get more viewers. If that were
your truth.
But if that were my angle, I'd be bigger. Like, I mean, like it doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So
it's a correlation. And
right, but that it just drives me.
The correlation.
It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. You know, so the main argument, right? The main argument for it is that people who are lewd streamers don't work as hard. They just do the porn, right? So I'm here to say I work just as hard, and I'm not growing. So double fail. Double fail. I'm whatever. But I'm also poking fun at myself. But I'm just saying, like, I'm a great example of someone who absolutely loves putting adult content out there, because that is what I want to produce, and I have not increased my viewership at fucking all. So people can suck it. But anyway, I just had to get on a little bit of a soapbox there, because I just find that every time, and I don't get into those arguments, but every time someone's like, yeah, people who do porn, they just do it to increase their numbers. I'm like, I streamed to 40 people last night. Suck my dick. Like, it just drives me crazy.
No, I see when people do that, then I point at other VTubers like Chibi Doki or Girl DM, and I go, they don't do those things, and they are wildly successful.
Yeah.
Doing the adult content does not equate becoming a successful streamer. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you do want to, great. There's another source of revenue. Like, it completely opens up to you like an entirely new place to make money, or a new place to get fans, or a new place to talk to people and experience things. It's great. If I were into it, and if I were in a situation that would allow it, sure. I'd try it. Again, like I said, I'm a sexual person. I'm just not into like the kink part of it. I would probably try it. I might not do it a whole lot, but I would probably try it, because it's like, I've expressed that I am a very curious person, and I like to try things. And then I go, that's not for me. But how do I know if it's for me or not for me if I don't give it, a go?
Yeah.
So
I'm just like, I'm lucky that I didn't start producing adult content for viewership, because I would have quit. I would have quit, because like if that were my goal, if my goal was that I wanted to start producing adult content because I wanted to increase my viewership, because I haven't, I would have quit, because I would have failed my goal. But my goal was to create adult content because it makes me happy. I love doing it so much. I have got experience in a past life that, then I brought it over to the VTuber world. And so I absolutely have just always loved that side of things. But the argument, there's outliers for both sides. There's outliers for amazing streamers like Girl DM. And then I'm an outlier, I think, as well, having streamed quite a few months now and not having sort of any increase to my viewership. And I absolutely fucking produce adult content. I don't produce enough of it. I want to do more way of it, but I do stream at least once a week on different sites. And my numbers are the same as they are on Twitch. And there's not a goddamn thing wrong with that. It's just my point is, there are examples to prove that just because you're a lewd tuber, it doesn't mean it's gonna get your numbers. So I do it because it makes me happy, and therefore I don't feel bad when I look at my views when I'm on a different site and they're low. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm having a great fucking time, and that's why I'm doing this. So anyway.
Yeah, no, and becoming successful in streaming, as you can do whatever, because it has to do with, there's a lot of luck. There's a lot of being in the right place at the right time, knowing, networking properly, having a personality that people want to watch, making content that people want to watch, being engaging with your viewers. There's a whole suite of things. And that has nothing to do with the type of content you produce, and everything to do with how you produce it. Are you actually putting in effort over here? Do you happen to know this person and get lucky enough to be on their stream? Did you get just a random raid one day from somebody who's massive? Like there's all kinds of like things that control whether or not you those numbers, and those numbers will vary depending on the month and the day and the time of the day, and it's just, who knows? It's very complicated, but you can't boil it down to say like, oh, they're successful because they use what is Lovense?
Yes.
Whatever. And
language
and
of
go,
love.
and they have, those special streams on those other sites. That has nothing to do with it.
No, I'm here to tell you.
Nothing to do with it.
I just want to start. I'm going to start like just fucking posting my picture anytime someone's like, "Lewd streamers, if you had big titties, you're going to grow." I'm just going to like post my picture and be like, "Come hang out with me and my 70 viewers." Like, fuck off. It's just whatever. I can't.
Yeah, raids don't give success. They don't. It's more so being exposed, like having your content exposed to more people. And even then, you can grow huge on one platform and it doesn't affect your Twitch at all. I'm growing pretty good on Twitter, and my stream, I have been doing streaming since March, and I barely get above 16 on any given stream. Like, my number is pretty low. And I know there's people who stream to nobody, and so I can't say that I don't stream to anybody. That's not true. And I'm very, very happy that the people who come to my streams all the time, and I enjoy spending time with them and talking to them. But just because you're big on one thing or big doing one thing or whatever, it doesn't mean that it's going to translate easily. So yeah. It's going off on a tangent that has nothing to do with the subject.
Well, the original question was about, it did have to do with vanilla and kink, and it was that, a lot of VTubers do gravitate toward the adult side. 100% I'm one of them. And I had seen, and I don't remember who it was, and even if I did, I wouldn't say who it is. But I can't remember. I think it was a friend, actually, and they were just expressing like, train of thought went right out of my ass. Shit. Yeah, my point. Oh, fuck. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Let's get back to. Let me go to Lady Boots' question, and maybe this will come back to me. I said I was gonna get back to. Here's a question for the lovely guest. Have you ever experienced frustration when it came to others trying to label you under a kink?
See, I've never actually had experience that. Like, no one's ever labeled me before. All the labels that I ever come across are things that I have given myself, and I don't really care for labels, so I don't really give myself that label. Intellectually, I'd be vanilla. That's about it. Like, I think about it, and I'm like, I guess I'm vanilla, because I don't know anything about pet life or anything like that. I'm like, stuff that I do not know and I haven't really experienced. Nor is it something that I want to really actually experience. But I will look into it. I will read about it. I will learn about it. I will watch stuff. But, it stops at that point. So I've never really been labeled vanilla. Like, it's interesting. I call myself that because I'm like, well, what else would I be? I don't know. Because, we don't really allow spectrums when it comes to labels. And that's what it is. It's a spectrum.
You know what? That was super helpful what you just said. We don't allow. There's no gray with a label. A label is a label. If you say vanilla, that's literally vanilla. There's no, I'm shades of gray of vanilla. No, there's no room for, yeah, I like that you just said that. That was great.
Yeah, you'd say, what do you, kink-curious? That doesn't really roll off
I've
the
actually
tongue,
heard of kink-curious before. I've actually heard of kink-curious.
And that's how I started. And the thing is labels, or what you quote labels, can change over time, because I was that way when I was younger. I was very kink curious, and now it's just more so I'm not interested in experiencing these things physically, like in person. But I already know about them. Like, I'm not curious at this point. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. If I find something new, sure, I'll look into it. But it's more of a curiosity of, what is this? I've never heard of this before. This is bizarre, or this is strange and intriguing, or, I didn't know people liked that. But okay, I guess that if that's what they like, if that's what they enjoy, and they're not hurting anybody, go right ahead. Live your joy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy that you are happy. So it's kind of I'm a live and let live kind of person. So to me, labels don't really make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Execution has a point. I was streaming a particular content for a bit. My numbers were popping, but I was miserable. I stopped streaming it and everyone left, but I was happier streaming for two folks. Yeah. And the whole viewership thing is relative, right? Like me saying, "Oh, I streamed to 40 people last night," and me going, "Oh, I wish that number went back up to whatever." Is someone else going, "Oh, I only streamed to 200 last night and my numbers used to be 400." So I really hope it doesn't fucking come across to you because you just shared, like what your viewership is, because I feel viewership is relative.
Yeah.
I had a friend express to me recently, they had streams in the 300s. And they were on a steady climb. And then they were like, "My numbers have been so low." And I was like, "Oh, I checked into your stream the other night and you're around 200. And they were like, "Right." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I just did that thing. Sorry. Yes, your numbers have dropped because you were in the 300s and you're around 200 now." And that was upsetting to them. So, I just wanted to say that because I'm very aware right now that I commented about my viewership and you comment about yours, and I'm like, wow, I sound like a complete dick right now complaining about,
People compare themselves upwards if they're perfectionists. That's where that comes from. I'm a perfectionist. I'm sure you, having ADHD, have perfectionist leaning tendencies.
It's the worst.
So you tend to go, well, I need to be better. I see those people are better than me. I'm going to compare what I have to them.
Right.
And instead of going, where was I, and compare yourself to your past self. And that's where you find the zen, the happiness, is like, where did you come from and where are you now? And once you find the gratitude there, that's how you can get over that. But it's really hard. It's really hard. And jealousy is a bitch. So,
oh yeah.
Like, I have to catch myself. I sometimes get real fucking jealous of people, and it's unfortunate. But I try not to let those emotions color how I feel about the person. So it doesn't have, like, just because I want what you have doesn't mean that I don't like you. It's more like, what are you doing that I'm not doing? What can I do to be more like you?
Yeah.
And it's because I'm constantly like trying to be better and do better, meet more people. I really like networking. I want to network with more, successful streamers so I can learn more and experience more. And that's where like my goals are. It's like, I want to be able to meet kind of cool people, like people that I go, yeah, that seems like a cool person on that stream, and I'd like to be able to have a conversation with them, but they seem so far and out of reach. How can I find a way to get up to a level where I feel comfortable reaching out to them? Like, I'm not doing this for a career. I'm doing this as a hobby. And, if my goals happen to be because I want to meet really cool streamers one day, then I don't see anything wrong with that. But that's where, like, I want to grow. That's how come, like, I focus on numbers, because I'm like, oh, okay, do I feel comfortable yet? Do I feel like I am at a level where I will understand and empathize with the person I'm talking to? Because it's hard to empathize with people who are at a different experience level than you are. And as simple as that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Comparing ourselves to other people, there's nothing that's going to come, nothing of that will, nothing good will come of that unless you're really pointing it towards yourself as a way to improve yourself. Like, oh, this person's doing this thing and that's really funny and I really like it. How can I, not steal? I'm not talking about that, but like incorporate it into my thing somehow coming from me, so that it's like customized for me and my content. Because you get ideas. Oh yeah, and actually, Naaman's is saying the thing that I'm trying. You can learn a lot just by watching other streams, honestly, and just apply to yourself what fits best for. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. It's just my brain is elsewhere.
Yep.
Execution. I feel like labels are sort of Lego sets, helpful to start, and then you can build your own thing with them. Some folks will say, but it isn't the set, and others will say that is great. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so okay, back to you. What else is on my little notepad? I mean, what else? Like, would you like to? So, would you say, like, I don't know. This is just gonna sound like a weird question. Do you know a lot of other vanilla people? Why did the music stop when I said that?
That's the thing. I don't know if I do or I don't, because I don't
talk about it.
I find out these things like like I said, I didn't know about Radia and her work in a dungeon until I watched your stream, because I never asked. I never thought to ask. It's not something that comes up to my mind and go like, especially with friends. Since I see you, a friend platonically, I'm definitely not gonna ask you about what you like to do on your free time.
I'll tell you.
Oh, I mean, I guess I can consider you a friend, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I kind of know, but I don't know.
No,
like,
we're friends. I'll tell you everything.
Like, I'll listen, but it's not something that I go out of my way to ask. It's not something that I bring up casually. I don't know. I probably know a lot of vanilla people, but I probably know a lot of people who are really, really kinky. I don't know. Who knows? You can't tell what a person's into by just talking to them. Well,
you can, like, if they overshare like I do.
Well, no, I mean, like, casually, like on the street or something. Like, you don't know that this businessman is totally into putting on
businessmen are
spandex
so
or latex or whatever. The latex bodysuit, like the latex bodysuit, always kind of like fascinated me. I don't know anything about it, and I just go, huh, that would be very sweaty.
Yeah, latex is sweaty.
Plus, I'm allergic to it, so it kind of becomes that's something I'll never even go close to.
Yeah,
especially in certain areas. I'm very it's
Yikes. Did you find that out the very uncomfortable way that you had a latex allergy? Oh no. Did you get some swelling?
It was painful.
Yeah.
I learned about the word dyspernia. I have that to some degree.
Oh no.
Dyspernia is pain during intercourse.
Oh.
And I had it worse when I was younger. So if as I've gotten some work, like, things have happened in my life that have made it so that it's not as bad. Plus I've gotten older, and I guess my skin's less sensitive. I don't know. But if it's definitely limits certain things. I can't go into certain, I can't buy certain things, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
I tend to go more for like glass.
Did you say glass or class?
Glass, like
glass. So silicone? No.
Silicone's a maybe. It depends on, like, I have one right now that I was gifted, and I kinda a little bit irritates, but it's not so bad as like certain materials.
Okay. Well, latex you have an allergy to. Yeah.
Yeah, there are alternatives, and that's the thing. And I like, honestly, there's something nice about the look of glass. They're not just like they're so the heart, like the solidness can, if you're too rough, it can be painful. But if it's if you're if you do it right, it's great. But the other thing is when it's, there on your dresser, it's nice to look at.
It is. They are pretty when like the light catches it.
Yeah. I like the glass crystal looking penis.
Me too.
Very pretty.
Kind of like a prism.
Yeah, a prism.
When the sunlight hits it.
Is your horn made out of glass?
No,
Oh, okay. Is it just horn?
it's bone.
Bone. All right.
It's a permanent boner.
Of course it is. I should have known.
Oh my goodness. Basically, you have me on your dresser. If you put your glass dildo out for everyone to see, it's like a prism.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that doesn't make us closer, I don't know what does. Oh my god.
Be careful the reflected light doesn't burn anything down. Don't worry, it's not a lens. I don't think you can.
Yeah.
It doesn't focus the light that way.
Yeah.
It refracts. It doesn't focus.
Prisms actually splay the light. Hello, this is my lore. So it's not going to heat up too much. I do all the heating up for it. Hey.
Cover me in rainbows, mommy. I mean, not mommy.
I mean, not mommy. I love it. Okay, what else can we talk about that we haven't talked about yet? Like misconceptions or things that you really just don't appreciate, in terms of like being a vanilla person. I don't know. I know that word doesn't bother you. I cringe when I say it. But like what have we not touched upon that you're like, I think kind of want to speak up about this? Anything?
I sometimes feel like insecure and not low self-esteem, like oh man, I'm having the problem where I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of.
I've been that way all night.
It's where I feel like I'm not as good as people. So inferiority complex right there. I feel kind of I get kind of like an inferiority complex with some of my friends who, and other people who, have more experience with that kind of thing. Like when I find out about it, I feel like, oh, I'm a baby child and I don't know anything, and I feel really, really weird and I wish I had known, but I don't know. And like I said, I don't ask, so I don't find these things out until someone shares it. So I get kind of like I don't feel like I'm as cool or something sometimes. I know it's not true, and I get I'm pretty good at like talking myself down from those negative thinking, like self thoughts, but it does come up from time to time, and I'll find out like, oh man, that's awesome, I wish I could do that. I'm so like I don't have I can't do that, I'm not cool enough, I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not kinky enough, I'm not open enough with things, and then I can't do it, and then I go, man, I wish I could be like them. But again, it's comparing yourself to others, and it's not a productive mindset.
Right. I think that's like kind of what I was trying to touch upon earlier in my disjointed way of asking was,
Yeah. Okay.
so
yeah.
so it sounds like no one's made you feel that way, but you might feel that, like, do you feel like you're missing out on something because people
Yes.
are okay? So if you're
Yes,
okay.
it's a FOMO. It's definitely a FOMO aspect to it.
Okay.
I actually wrote a tweet earlier today.
You
that
did?
that kind of explained where I'm like mentally. Oh, I'm at the wrong Twitter account. No.
I think I remember your tweet. I'm going to your Twitter right now.
And it's just explaining my mindset. My husband actually came in after I typed it, and he was like trying to cheer me up, and I'm like, I'm not really down. I'm trying to like.
Is this right here? I have a younger sibling complex. Is that it?
Yes.
Can I read it out
Yeah.
loud?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Spinna tweeted earlier today, 7 hours ago, I have a younger sibling complex. You know that feeling when you just can't keep up with your older siblings or friends, and you're constantly thinking, hey, wait for me, a fear of getting left behind or forgotten or abandoned. That's me. Often when I get like this, I end up in a state of despair. Fortunately, it never lasts long, but boy, does it suck when it's happening like right. Do you know what triggered that?
I'm a little sister, and
Okay.
I grew up around, like I had an older cousin, not by much, but he's a little older than me, and my older brother and my cousin and their friends would always exclude me from things, like, or like I wanted to be with my brother, but he did not want to be around me, But like it's kind of I want to be as I don't want to be like compared to him. I don't want to be like, oh, this I don't know what to call him, bro's sister. I don't want to be, labeled as that. And so I get like kind of oh, I gotta be better than him so that I can assert my own sense of self. Like there was a subtweet under that. It says, maybe it's why I identify with shonen protagonists so much. Often they're less skilled than their best friends / rivals, and they're constantly fighting to keep up. So like my drive to be, to improve myself, to be better, comes from wanting to be equals, feel like equals with somebody that I look up to. So it's unfortunately because I'm not into kink, that's an entire thing where I'm not gonna ever try to go that direction. I'm never going to try to improve in those ways because it's not me. But I still feel that like, oh, they're going on without me. They're leaving me behind. I don't know what's happening. I want to be part of it. I want to experience things. I want to know. I don't like feeling like people have forgotten me. I don't want to feel abandoned.
Yeah.
So if it means that like I have to do things that other people are doing to like try to make, keep up with them and then I want to improve myself so that I'm not just sitting in their shadow. But again, like I said, with vanilla and kink stuff, I can't even do, like, there's all these cool things and I'm like, I can't even, literally can't even with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because to me, it sounds like you're comfortable and confident in who you are and you know what you like and what you don't like. You have tried some things. You don't have a desire to try other things. You are clear on what you enjoy mentally, and that is sufficient for you. And so the fear of missing out when you know that it's not your thing is interesting to me and tells me that there's something else there because
Yeah.
you already know that you would not be happy if you're like, oh, I really like this person and they're super kinky or whatever, and they've had all these experiences and I've never done that and I haven't tried that, and what could I possibly have to offer to them, or whatever. I'm not even putting these words into your mouth. I'm just sort of like from my own perspective.
No, it's a good paraphrase. Yeah.
Okay. But I look at myself and I'm like, but I hate all of that. Like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
So then what is that thing that you're really afraid of? Because it's not the thing that you already know that you don't want. The thing that you already know that you don't want, you are good. You know you don't want it, and if you force that on yourself, you are going to have a larger problem. So it's not that. It's the
line of fear of getting left behind, forgotten, abandoned.
Yeah.
It's not the thing that I'm not missing out on the substance of it.
Right.
But I'm missing out on being and having experience with people. So it's just a little bit of a thing that I work on. And saying it in a tweet helps me get those thought processes out and just sort of work through the inner demons that are there.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to feel bad that I'm not doing the things that my friends are doing or that, these people that I look up to are doing. And I don't need to do that because it's not me, and you don't have to do those things, and it's okay. And I'm really not missing out because it's not something that I really want.
Right.
Because again, like if I find you platonically interesting, if I see you as a sibling, because I instantly become like sibling emotion rather than just like friend. Like you move from stranger to like I love you, like like platonically, very quickly with me. And so, like with siblings, unless you're into that, that's definitely a subject I don't want to get into. Like with most of the people, siblings, you don't see them that way. So, that's kind of where it comes from. Like I wanna keep up with people, but I'm like, this is something that this is one place where I just cannot go, and the FOMO sometimes takes over, and sometimes I'm able to reel it back in. Like, the despair is basically the, oh shit, I'll never be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or what if it never happens? Or, oh man, they're already starting to like forget me. And yeah, it's just they're things. A lot of my personality is related to FOMO is fear of missing out, by the way. It's just since it happened with FOMO became a thing with Facebook. When it first came out, people would be like posting about events that they'd go to, and some friends weren't invited, and so they'd be like, oh man, I wish I was invited. And so the phrase came from that. And FOMO, actually, I get that with food. I used to be really into like, if there's food there and I don't know, I haven't tried it before, I want to try it. Like, I will just eat it. Because I don't know. It might not be there later. I'll miss out. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's a tough one to combat. Hey Tiffany, love you, Tiffany. Tiffany Witcher, shout out to Tiffany Witcher. Secution, do you experience the FOMO tied to sleep, where you have trouble sleeping because you don't want to miss out too?
I have insomnia because I have strange fears of dying in my sleep.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Or the thought that, oh God, after this day, I'm one day closer to the end. So yeah, I guess I do, like, there's so much to experience, and I'm like, I want to experience more, and I'm running out of time, and yeah. So I do get, I guess, I take medication, so I don't have that problem much anymore, but when I was younger, it was often a problem.
For the reasons that Secution said, or
well,
afraid of missing
yeah.
out. Yeah.
And like I said, like the not wanting to die too early, or I'm running out of time, and I don't like regret. That's the thing, as I have a bigger fear of regret than just about anything, and so I will try stuff, because if I don't try it, then I'll miss the chance. Like I became a VTuber because I'm like, all right, I better, like, I thought about it, I'm like, I want to do that, and then I did it because I'm like, if I don't do it, I will always feel shitty that I didn't do it. That's how I do like a lot of things, even if I'm terrified to do them, because I don't like change, or I don't like new situations, but I also, like, the fear of regret forces those out, and I find braveness.
I kind of see this as a way for you to protect yourself, and it is a bravery. How many people have so much regret because they just never did that thing because they were too scared? You're like, no, actually not doing it's going to be more damaging than anything else. And so you just fucking do it. And that's super admirable.
Yeah. And I feel like, fortunately, I tried it. It's not for me when it comes to kink. Bringing it back around. Like, I don't have it as bad with people now because, like I said, I have sampled everything at the mall food court, and I have decided which I would just like to go to the gelato place and get some vanilla gelato, and I'm happy with that. You know, it's like, that's just what I feel like getting. Although often I'll just get the lavender. I love lavender.
Oh yes.
But like, it's I've tried things, they didn't do it for me, and then so I decided to go with the thing that I know I like. So it makes it easier for the FOMO to not take over because I go, oh man, I'm missing out on that whole experience. But then I know I wouldn't enjoy it. I know that I would feel really guilty, or I'd have like, it's just not gonna work for me if I do it. I'm not gonna enjoy myself afterwards. I might get really into it, but I've had enough bad experiences where I go, that was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
That, I kind of go, I don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps
Yeah.
to understand that about myself. And that's why I'm like, I don't mind being vanilla, because if I accept that, if I'm okay with that, then it means that I never have to feel left out by all my friends who are into kink, because I'm not missing out. Like, it's different. Like, if I wanted to do those things and I wasn't doing those things, that's where the shit happens. That's the bad feeling, because you want it and you can't get it,
Yeah.
but I don't really need it. So I
Right.
don't really have that feeling of I like jealousy, or I don't know. I'm all over the place.
No,
My brain is like
No,
is like
no.
turning to mush.
This is all heavy stuff, and it's really good. And I like your take on it. I really like that you know yourself so well that you had better do the thing, because the feelings of you doing the thing and it not working out are going to be better feelings than you not doing the thing and having regret. And you know which you can handle out of those two things. Which one can you handle? And you're like, it's this one, so we're going to go with that one.
Yep.
And I think that that's so important that you're self-aware of that. I think that's super admirable. And if everyone could know themselves that well, there'd be more love in the world.
Yeah. I wish emotional intelligence was taught in schools.
Can't teach it.
No. I mean, I've had workshops at work.
On emotional
Like how to
intelligence?
increase your emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, emotional intelligence can be tweaked. It's not the same thing as IQ. EQ, you can actually learn to, even if it doesn't come naturally, you can learn to adapt.
Yes.
And read a room or understand yourself. It just takes work if
Yeah.
you're not naturally inclined.
Yeah.
And some people are naturally inclined to knowing themselves, and some people are not, based off of biological, like your genetics, and also based off of your nurture, nature and nurture. Like, if you're in if you grew up in a situation that you're not really in, like, you're never really given a chance to be in touch with yourself, you're never really given a chance to understand why you feel the way you're feeling, it's going to be really hard to learn how to do that later on in life. I don't know if I was ever really given the chance to do those things by my parents, but I definitely reached out on my own, again, because curiosity, and I learned things, and I'm really good at observing people, and seeing what works for other people, and what doesn't work for other people. And so, like, I managed to make it really far with my education because I watched other people and said, okay, that's what they did, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's if you're really good at observation, and and not just external observation, but in introspection, then you can go really far with what you are personally capable of. You can actually work your way through depression. You might not ever get rid of depression, but you can talk yourself out of spirals before they start. Because once the spiral starts and you're in it, then forget it. And emotional intelligence lets you say, all right, I'm in. And it's, I think, cognitive behavioral therapy. I never took therapy, but I learned this stuff.
We're getting into dialectical behavioral therapy, which literally provides a mental toolkit for you to be able to stop what's called crisis moments.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. For
And
sure.
then when you're in it,
Yeah.
When you're in it and you recognize that you're in it
Yep.
and you go, all right, well, I'm just going to have to ride this wave until it's over because it won't last forever. I can get out of this. If you fret about it lasting, for me, I'm talking about for you.
Oh, for you? Yeah.
Talking to me, like talking to myself. Like I know that it won't last forever for me. It will pass. So I just have to ride it out.
Yeah.
Because if I fret about it, it'll last longer.
Collateral, the openness and willingness to talk about your is it Inui or Inui? Inui? Ennui, thank you. And the ability to recognize that it is a problem is admirable. The fact that you are able to face it and realize you need not feel terrible for it takes courage and understanding, and an understanding of yourself in the purest context. That's inspiring. Thank you, Collateral. I feel that's inspiring as well, Spinna.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You know, and I quickly was like, you can't teach emotional intelligence, and that was fucked up. Yes, you can. I said it, and then I thought about it. You can teach it. I know I've definitely improved on mine. I think I've always had it, but I've been through a lot of therapy, and I think I've been able to hone definitely some skills on the emotional intelligence side. Reading a room, reading people, trying to come at it from more of a. I really try to come at things more of like, where's the lesson? Like, yes, I'm reactive. Yes, I'm bothered by this thing. Where's the lesson? Because here's the deal. If something happens that just happens and there's no lesson, that is a waste of my fucking time. And more so than anything in this world, I hate my time being wasted because you cannot reverse the clock.
Yes.
My time is the most precious thing to me because I can never get it back. So you have to. Oh, Pink Small Crawl, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I said pink, plink, plink. Welcome in.
Woo.
Spiders supporting spiders. Thank you so much. But yeah, like time is the most important thing to me, and so it's not toxic positivity where a bad situation happens and I'm like, where's the silver lining? Where's my towel? Where's the silver lining?
Oh, yeah.
You know, no, sometimes things don't fucking have a silver lining. Suck my dick. It just sucks. Like this thing just fucking sucks. Yep. But I have to find probably some comedy in there, which is probably gonna be dark. And I have to find the lesson. And maybe it's not my lesson. Maybe it's someone else's. But there has to be something in there, because when I realize that something's wasted my time, I get so mad.
So my philosophy with shitty situations is if I find myself in them, I'm like, well, at least it'll make a good story. Nobody wants to read a story about a person whose life is bland, nothing happens, everything is perfect, and that's it. People like to read stories about someone overcoming obstacles, and if you can turn your own experiences into something that you can give to others in a gift of a story, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, like if you can make it into a joke, or you can make it into something serious.
Yeah.
But if you have that experience, if you don't have experiences, you don't have stories. And stories are what make us human.
Yes. Exactly. You're fantastic.
Thank you. You're fantastic.
Now you.
Now you.
Reverse Uno card infinity.
Shit, you got me.
I did. I totally got you. Where can people see? When's your next stream?
My next stream is on Wednesday. I changed my time on how I do streams. I was doing them at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. But I think I have it earlier. 4:15. Roughly after 4, because I get off work at 4. So sometime after 4, because I find that earlier afternoons are good for people in Europe who like watching me.
Oh, nice.
And then Friday nights 7 usually, and that's more for North American people. And then on Sunday mornings at 9:30, so I get Asian audience as well.
Very cool. I love that. I'm going to be changing up my times as well. My schedule has sucked for the past 6 months, so I'm trying to get it to suck less.
Yeah.
Because like the adult
I
content,
know that.
yeah, the adult content that I stream, I also want to do, not always my nighttime, because my nighttime is someone else's not nighttime, and adult
Yeah.
content is fun at night. So
Mhm.
I'm looking to try and incorporate that as well, but it's hard.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you being here. This was a wonderful talk, and thank you so much. I know, like, not everything we talked about was comfortable, but that's also why I like doing these streams.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't jump on it, I would have regretted not doing this. So that's why when I saw your tweet about, hey, is there anybody who's vanilla who's willing to talk about it? I jumped at it. I said yes, because
Yep.
even if I'm uncomfortable as hell, this is an experience, and this is something new, and how am I going to know that if I enjoy it if I don't do it? So, and I enjoyed myself.
Oh,
So I don't have the regret that I didn't.
I'm so glad. T the Demon, thank you for the resub. 2 months. Hope both of you are doing well. Aw, thank you, T the Demon. Radia, I can't speak for both of us. We think you're wonderful too. We love you lots. We love you lots.
She's my wife. She's my wife.
She's
Also,
your wife,
Yara
too?
Goyle is my wife. I don't know. I didn't see Liz Justice in here, but she's also my wife.
Oh,
Would you like to be one
Liz!
of my wives? You
Yes.
can be part of my wife
Can I-
harem.
Can I be
Yeah.
part of I can be one of your waifus?
Yeah, you can be one of my waifus.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Oh, Red Claw, hi, thank you. My wife.
Yeah, and see, we're all kind of like all of us together. We're each other's wives, so it's kind of a collective of wife.
Yes. We're a wife hive.
Wife hive, yes.
Wife
The wife hive.
Wife hive. I love it. Wow, everybody is on tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Good.
polycule. Yeah.
You what?
It's polycule, but it's not a romantic wife. It's more than that. It's a feeling. It's a deep down in the cockles of your heart.
Yeah, the
Wifeness.
cockles.
Exactly. The cockles.
The cockles. My goodness, I'm looking for someone to rate. Okay, so tomorrow no stream, but Wednesday you're streaming, right?
Correct.
Okay. Excellente. I'm
Maybe even in the subcockle area.
in the
Well, that'd just be the cock.
yeah, or the lull. What?
Oh, yeah. What?
That made no sense. Wink wonk. Do. I'm clicking on. Oh, Twitch, why are you being so weird? Come on, Twitch. Come on, Twitch. I want to raid into my friend Radical Mari, who is the partner of Papa Mutt. And Radical Mari
Right.
just had a re-debut, and she's got all these new outfits, and she's super cute. She's a squid, and she's a nice
awesome.
person. Yeah, I would like to get to know her better. She's super sweet, and Papa Mutt's one of my favorite people. So by default, Radical Mari, whether she wants to or not, is also probably going to be one of my favorite people. Her design is super cute. She had a great debut a couple weeks ago. So, chat, even if you can't stay, I have lost my freaking. Oh, God, I hate this OBS. Okay. Even if you can't stay for Radical Mari's stream, it costs nothing to give a follow. This is the raid message. Please, everyone, thank the lovely Spinna for coming in and hanging with us on the topic of vanilla versus kink, and catch her at her next stream. All of her socials are on her Twitter. And we are going on. We're about to lose a stream. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to watch my friend Kink-u-cation, one of my lovely moderators, has got me hooked on these films by a company called Dust. They're sci-fi. Do you know Dust?
The podcast?
Is it also a podcast?
The Dust podcast? There's a Dust podcast. It might be the same thing.
Oh my God. Well, these are short films and they're ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I think it's the same thing. I think it's, there's podcasts and they're so good.
Oh my God, they're so good. So I'm gonna watch those tomorrow night. And I have other stuff I will announce my schedule. Thanksgiving ruined me. But anyway, love you guys. We're losing the stream. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.